Peace, 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 peace. To the gods and the goddesses, the kings, the queens, the brothers and sisters. I am SHU AMUN RA. Here again, class, the third session. I hope that you got a real thrill and an understanding what I showed you about the Arabs. Out of the horse's mouth clearly told you what they believe. They don't respect you. They don't respect you as a black man and a black woman. They believe you're a slave because they still doing that in Libya. They believe under the guidance of Allah that black people are supposed to be slaves. Now here is the irony of this. They open up stores in our neighborhoods and our people go in there and buy their products. And they look at you. They open up 99-cent stores. They open up regular stores in our neighborhood. And we go in there and spend their money. I don't do that. I gotta find me a bodega, a Spanish person store. If I'm gonna buy me something, or I just decided to tell you, I'll go in a white person store. You know what I'm saying? Because to find a black supermarket is freaking hard. But I ain't giving my money to no fucking Arabs. And now a lot of Spanish, Dominicans, and Puerto Ricans are opening up supermarkets. Trust me, I'm in there. Because I really don't want to give my money to no white folks either. Okay? But I'm one thing for sure, I will tell you straight out flat, that I know them Arabs and what they stand for to this day. And how they truly feel about black people and black culture. But you don't want to get that. Brainwashed, part of brainwash, and try to understand why we like that. Huh? You think because we live in America everything is comfortable? This is the system of things. Comfort. You ain't learning nothing in school anyway. What you learning? History ain't being told to you correctly. Science, they're not really giving you the interacting of true science. Huh? You know they not. Stop telling a lie. They're not giving you real science, real mathematics. School dumbs you down. You get home training, or you re-educate yourself, your mind will expand to places you would never think you would do or become. I'm going to read a passage here in Brainwash, and then I'm going to show you some clips on Christians who act up in church. Because they holy and thou. They love the Lord. But their behavior is not what it seems to be. Huh? All right. There's a chapter in this book that I'm going to read. And I want you to pay attention. See, I wish I had this book you could follow through. You ready? Chapter 5, homicide. Homicide. Why do we keep killing each other? Look, you hear about people getting killed all the time. Little kids, teenagers, grown folks. Somewhere along the way, you stop feeling surprised. That's just black folks. You know. You can't afford to get upset because that's just what it is. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. Do you? Like spectators in the Roman Colosseum, millions watch the horrific images broadcast on news programs and streamed on the internet. They saw what police describe as an escalate dispute between two factions of the south side of Chicago. There, in a broad daylight, on a busy street, black teens were engaging in battle, cracking heads with railroad tires, smashing faces with bullet fists, and dental bodies with well-aimed kicks. As the gang-related melee came to an end, Daron Albert, a 16-year-old honor student, lay on the sidewalk, barely conscious. He had been struck repeatedly on his head with a torn-up old blanket. As Daron crumbled to the ground and rolled into agony, several barbarous young men gleefully kicked and stomped him more. Screaming teenage girls and grown women rushed to help. The down-boy car horn blared as the urban gladiator clashes. Adrenaline drunk boys ducked in and out of the fist-throwing clusters, some laughing as it engaged in high school football games. Daron was taken to the local hospital where he was pronounced dead. As news spread about Daron's death, the sympathies placed teddy bear and flowers outside his family's home. Relatives and friends, some wearing t-shirts bearing the boy's photo, held a vigil to share their grief. The boy's grandfather, Joshua Walker, told a reporter he planned to pray for the boys who killed his grandson. The media pounded authors and communicators assumed predictable positions blaming racism or race baiters. Day after the beating, police arrest and charge 4 teens, ages 14, 16, 18, 19, for the murder. This was a case of swift justice and national outrage. Sadly, neither were due strictly to the fact that another black child died senselessly. Each year, thousands of black children die violently death in the country. Of the reaction to Daron's death was mostly because millions watch the murder on the internet. Overwhelming silence is the standard reaction to such senseless death. Why does it take live footage of murder to get the Coliseum to care? That's chapter 5. I read you a small part of the book called Brainwashed by Tom Burrell. Huh? Sound familiar? Sound familiar? So you thought I was just making it up. How our people here in America, it's just going wild, psychotic rage to each other. Going to stores, spending your money on everybody else's culture, buying everybody else's clothes. And then the ones who want to be entrepreneurs, you know, they think they can't get no help because other blacks, I ain't trust you. I don't trust you because it's origin. Because blacks done it to each other. We got to come out of that hole. We got to find a way to enrich who we are. Now this is one of my questions. Can we do it? Are we doomed? Is the black race really predicated of being born to be a slave? Are we really like this? But we was not like this. When the nations in Africa sold. Now I understand war is war. War is war. But then you betrayed your own people. You got generations after generations We got to clean it up. We got to clean it up. If we don't do this, we doomed. We doomed. The other culture's not going to really help you like that. We are one, financially stacked, we are one of the cultures who spend so much money, and I mean billions of dollars, trillions of dollars on everybody else products except ours. Real talk. Real talk. Black stats. I'm going to show you. I'll be right back. I'm just going to show you this book. I want you to buy this book as well. It's called Black Stats. Is it brilliant and needed work? Because it's going to give you everything. You know, black stats are everything. Economics, your financial stats, and everything. You understand? So I tell y'all, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Because if you're ready to change the way you think and the way you move, then you do this for the future. First, your family. You educate your family, let them move out in the world and teach them and give them the tools to behave and become great people. Not to survive, but to live outstanding. See, a lot of you like to keep your kids at home. You can do that, but you hurt them. You got to give them the ammunition. And let me tell you something. We're going to talk about that sex agenda too. We're going to talk about that. Because see, what society have done is, oh, well, if you talk about sex, they have now took that information and used it against black people. They used it. So you basically can't talk about homosexuality in any kind of form. Oh, he's being prejudiced, look, pointing the finger. Other blacks do it to each other. I'm telling you, they blocked me on Facebook for 3 days because someone read my page, didn't understand the diagram of what I was saying. Basically saying, respect everybody. Because we're in modern times now. So you got to, Mama told you yesterday, if you watch my video, that you got to be able to adjust yourself to modern times. Every 10 years, you got to adjust yourself. You just can't stay in one diagram and thinking, well, this is the way it is. Nah, this is how a lot of scholars and a lot of people who's trying to teach you, they get lost and they get angry because they still in the past. You got to adjust yourself. You in a system of things. You are in a living system of things. You must adjust yourself. You have to. Or you'll be fighting an uphill battle. Trust me when I tell you. Because your kids can turn on you. Don't think they can. Your own kids can turn on you. What if your child is gay? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You ain't going to accept them? That's a goddamn lie. You accept them, but teach them the reality. You see? And keep them and make sure they're strong mentally, psychologically, and physically. You understand? So you won't have to have a problem dealing with that, because homosexuality, that goes way back in ancient times. And if you think it ain't, that means you ain't doing your research. Homosexuality also was a ritual. Did you know that? You didn't know that. See, because you're brainwashed. You're brainwashed. And also, homosexuality was used also to control black men in slavery. Yes. If you don't understand it, you ain't understand it. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because right now what I want to get into is show you how black people, how they act in church. Because a lot of people think because you're a Christian that brainwash system is not there. That is an absolutely lie. You get some of these reverends, and I'm going to show you clearly how what some of these reverends have done and brutalized the mind of our people. A lot of these pastors are nothing but modern day slave masters by constantly keeping you from advancing your mind. They want you to believe this white man gonna come from the sky. A white man's gonna come from the sky and he gonna save you. He gonna save you. But I showed you, Allah said black people are supposed to be slaves. Also in the Bible, in the Christian Bible, it says slaves. Religion is a modern day slavery. You're not free. The word religion means bond. Religiously, it means bond. You are bond. And if you don't use your head correctly, you will be bond to its system. Let's get into the clip. Now, I know what you thought when you see that video. But I'm going to tell you where a lot of you make your mistake. You was looking for violence. You wanted to see a fight break out. I fooled you there on that one. Because I wanted to see if it was you paying attention to the words. Because see, that young lady was talking about her father. She also was talking about her brothers and sisters, calling them backstabbers. The father didn't even pick up what she was doing. That's just how easy that happens in church. When you know people in church ain't really paying attention. Only a few caught on what was going on. See, I knew I was going to catch you on that one. Because you are looking for an actual fight. Fighting don't have to be a physical contact. You can fight verbally. And that's what happened. The father busy sitting there dancing. But his daughter opened up a can of worms. And he wasn't paying attention. She holding him, talking about daddy no good, so on and so forth. Your brother and his sisters stabbed you in the back. She dropped it, singing the Lord Jesus. Dropped it in the congregation. That's how easy it can happen. Huh? Brainwash. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to get to another small clip and show you. Huh. Get ready. Get ready.
That have gripped this church nearly 2 years since the Reverend Armstrong was appointed its pastor by the church's national body.
We are complaining that we feel that he is a poor church administrator and has poor people skills.
Others say Reverend Armstrong is unaccountable with church funds and doesn't consult or inform members. Attendance has dropped.
They're leaving. There's nobody here. We're not getting any money. We're losing a church. We're so indebted. It's pathetic.
This weekend, several church trustees took matters into their own hands. While Reverend Armstrong was being reappointed at an AME conference, they changed the locks on church doors. He reacted today by dismissing 2 trustees. Then emotions erupted.
You have to finish.
Well, thank you.
She hit me. He hit me. She hit him first, man. Get out of my way. Let it go. Let it go.
St. Paul police officers were called to the church, but soon left when assured tempers had cooled. Later, Reverend Armstrong was handed a key. Trustees say they'll press to have Armstrong removed. The presiding elder visits in October. Pastor Armstrong vows he's not leaving.
I will serve till the bishop says.
You have your appointment.
I have my appointment. I have the incorporation of the church.
Bill Hudson reporting for CBS News.
Now that one was violent. But see, I'm trying to be tasteful. I'm trying to show you tasteful events, if you will. But you see that? The congregation was like, we tired of you. You ain't upholding the funds. Basically, probably stealing it, using it for his own free will, because he's the pastor, so I can take the funds anytime I want. But they showed him. But in the end, emotions got better. She slapped one of the members, slapped the preacher, and the preacher came back with a knuckle fist. Boom! Huh? You think these things don't go on? This in church. Huh? Brainwashed. Black folks do it to each other. When we gonna stop? See, you can point the fingers at everybody. See, I'm want to understand why we doing this to each other. Because it's in our DNA. And it's been enhanced by other cultures. But what scares me more than anything, Was we bred to be slaves? I mean, I'm not psychologically scared, but just when you start doing ancient culture, because slavery has been here from the beginning. And when we can keep denying that each civilization had slaves, how brutal was it? How humane was it? That is not the concern. The concern is it was done and why it was done. For economical resources, to gain power, not to use your own people, but to use someone else to build your empire. Oh, they were white slaves. White people did it to each other too. Don't get it twisted. But I'm not worried about them. Because the white folks came over here and decided to jump on the bandwagon. Like the Arabs, they came over here when they started conquering land in Africa and jumped on that bandwagon because African people were helping them. I showed you the clip. So, sorry. I'm gonna move on to the last video. And the last video I'm gonna do is gonna be based on how we treat each other. And I'm gonna show you clips, how we kill each other and things like that, and try to get a hand on these things. I'm not your Negro. See, I don't just use that for white folks. Black folks too. I'm not your Negro. What's wrong with you? What's your problem? Yeah, I think church is all highly invaded. The Jehovah's Witness, all that stuff. Jehovah's Witness at one time didn't even want black people in church because they believed that black people were cursed. The Ham, he had Shem, Ham, and Sophic. I forgot his name. I didn't forget his name, but Noah's 3 sons. And they believed that Ham was cursed. The people, white folks who believed Jehovah's Witness, thought that Ham was cursed. Now what they do is they try to simplify that and go, oh, we know, but people make mistakes. Nah, fuck that. Ain't no make mistakes. Because I know, I grew up in a Jehovah's Witness. And black people didn't look white people in the eyes in the 70s. What white folks did was they seen an opportunity that they can gain power through the resources of black dollars. That's what white Jehovah's Witness did. Because they didn't have enough Jehovah's Witness white people to be in a cult organization. Now look at the Jehovah's Witness now. They're all over the world. Multiply. They don't believe what they believe in. They think they believe they the witness. That's a bunch of bull crap. Huh? People trying to follow things that don't even belong to them. You're brainwashed. You're brainwashed. Well, some Jehovah's Witness the other day, I tell you, get that false religion out of here. Real talk. All right, y'all. See you in 4. Real talk. See you in 4.